Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and welcome to the new home, the Aloft Hotel up in Harlem on Frederick Douglass Boulevard between 123rd and 124th Street. That's right, this is going to be our new home, as y'all can see, and today we have a very special guest. We have a New York City ambassador of basketball. That's right, on both sides, in high school and summer league. We got my guy, Rudy King. He's the director of Smartball Classic. You know the Smartball Classic, Lincoln Houses, 135th Street in Harlem, and he's also a city championship coach at Scanlan. So we're gonna chop it up with him and see about all his transition in basketball and how he made it to the level that he's at today. So follow me as we get down to the real deal on Basketball Heads Live. Y'all know what it is, Aloft Hotel in Harlem, Basketball Heads Live. Let's go. We get a nice game of pool before my guys show up. See if I can, you know, knock. Oh, yo, my guy. What's up? How you doing, brother?
What's up, baby?
How you doing, man? Good to see you,
yeah,
man.
Same here, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Nah, man. Listen, I'm glad that you're here, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Where you just coming from? You just coming from work right now?
I'm just coming from work. This is my old stomping grounds.
Oh, okay.
So I did a lot of my youth in Harlem. So, you know, this is cool. Like, so this is good to be here.
All right. So look, go grab a stick, pause.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Where the chalk at? Where the chalk at?
Right here, brother. Chalk right here. Chalk it up.
You gonna use yours? I'm gonna use mine.
And look, I'm gonna let you break first, man, since you're the guest. And I'm the host. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure this stick.
Oh, we got a pool shark.
No, I don't know about this shark. It's been a minute.
Me too, man. We both might be rusty, man. But hey, listen.
It's been a minute. I play pool online now.
Yo, that's a big thing, man.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people doing that right about now.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
So before you break, man.
Yes, sir.
Just give us a background of what you do now as an adult, right? And then we're gonna flash back and then come back up. Like you say, you're just coming from work.
Yeah. So for me, you know, I'm a public information officer for the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. That was coming out of the music space. So what I do primarily is I'm a PIO, and which is media relations.
Okay. So
I deal with the bridges, the Tunnel Holland Lincoln, the Goethals Bridge, the Bayonne Bridge, Midtown Bus Terminal, which is the Port Authority Bus Terminal as we know it, the World Trade Center. So like right now, I'm on 24-hour call. So if anything happens in the city, your guy is the one that's going to respond. Okay. So, you know, that's what I do. So it's more than basketball. And of course, you know, I'm in the basketball space, Smartball Classic.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Yeah. So that's me. You know, outside of the basketball space, I'm a corporate dude.
No doubt. All right, man, let's break them up.
Let me see.
Man.
Don't judge me on this now. We playing 9-ball or 8-ball?
Playing 8-ball.
All right.
Yeah. Just on scratch, man. It's nice. All right, we're calling our shots, right?
Yes, we're calling all shots.
All right.
All shots.
So listen, what I would usually ask everyone, man, is who introduced you to the game?
That's a tough one. I would say Turtle.
Wow.
Yeah, Turtle was the first dude that I actually played organized basketball with. I was in the same class with Terminator, Ron Mathias, and it started my first really like official game. I was like at Mount Morris Park. But you know, I would even say that's my first official game, I would say. But I also, you know, grew up out in Queens because my parents wasn't together. So Left Rack City was also my, you know, stomping grounds too. And that was in Section 3. So I would say Wise and Turtle. Okay, so I'm really familiar with Turtle because when I first started Basketball Heads,
I had my guy John Arnold on the show, and he talked about this guy named Turtle, who was like a wizard as far as training kids and teaching kids the game. And he didn't actually play the game. He actually started coaching when he was like 14 years old in Harlem. And I was going around doing my rounds, and one of the parks that I went to was Tri-State, you know, and I went up at Tri-State, and there's this old guy training some kids. So I said, excuse me, I hope you don't mind me filming you guys. I'm Glenn Pooh Harding, Basketball Heads, and can I film you guys? And he said, yeah. He said, by the way, my name is Coach Turtle.
Yeah, Turtle.
I stopped everything. I said, you don't know how many people came on my show and talked about you. Right? Legendary guy. And I talked to him. He let me interview him for a few. And then I moved on. But there's so many guys from Harlem that I've talked to that was blessed by Turtle, man. So that's dope, man.
Yeah, Turtle been around a long time.
We're going to go four in this pocket right here, man.
Yes, sir.
So, now and then the other side is Wise, right?
Oh
man, go ahead, man. I'll give you a easy shot, man.
I don't want that.
Well, who was Wise?
Wise, World Wise, Left Rack City legend. You know, we used to have these crazy games in Left Rack City where we used to play the best 2 out of 3 against Jamaica. We played against, Brooklyn. We played against everybody. So as a young guy, that was our first real experience playing against people from different neighborhoods. And, you know, being one of the better guys, you know, 11, 12, 13 years old, I got a chance to play against guys that went on to be NBA guys, big-time college guys. And Wise was kind of the one that introduced us to that whole world of competition, the hustle, like you know, competing, like being a man, you know what I mean?
Now you played in Los Battalion?
Yeah, I used to play with Mr. B, you know, so I came through some real lineage as it pertains to the basketball space of New York City. Me and Kenny Smith was backcourt partners for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. We played CYO. We played, you know, me and Kenny did a lot of good things in the city. So, but yeah, that was where I really started it out. And then I branched off into Brooklyn a little bit with my dad's family was over there from Utica and Atlantic. So, you know, I did a little bit of everything, man.
Man, listen, for a guy from uptown and Queens that came to Brooklyn, that says a lot, man. Go ahead, man. Shoot your shot.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's crazy. So you and Kenny came up, man. You guys is cool, man. Childhood buddies and you playing the backcourt together?
Yes.
How good was Kenny and what did he mean to the community?
You know, coming up in Left Rack, playing out in Brooklyn, playing in Harlem, you know, basketball was different, man. Like, we competed. Like, we would walk miles. I would play on 135th, then we play on 125th, then we play over on 139th in LA All-Star Park, then we go to 145th, then I go get on the train, I'll be in Queens. At night, we be playing at Los Battalion, we be playing at Section 3. So, Kenny was always groomed, meaning that Vincent made sure that he was in certain spaces, certain places at the right time, always, right? So Kenny played, but Kenny was playing like at a professional mindset when we was 12 and 13.
Wow.
Meaning not so much the talent, but the process, you know? And you know, Vincent, aim high.
One of the greatest minds in New York City basketball throughout the country.
So Kenny was schooled very well, young, and you know, when you look back as I'm older now, it's like Vincent kind of set the tone of what it was supposed to look like for all of the kids in the community, no matter if we were from Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, it doesn't matter. Vincent was taking care of his brother.
And his next prodigy was Kenny Anderson.
And well, that's another story. And we could get into that. I took Kenny Anderson to his first tryout.
Really?
I took him to his first tryout, Gauchos, Mr. Smith.
Yes.
And Mr. Smith, God rest his soul, he's too fancy. I was like, Mr. Smith, he's a pro. We knew that at 10.
Wow.
So, but yeah, Kenny, I took him to his first tryout. And
I know you kind of stolen right now because you don't got a shot.
No, I do
you
have
don't
a
got
shot.
a shot.
I got that right there in that.
Really?
Yes, sir. That 10 off the slice.
You that's what you going for. You sure?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to do this. Like I do this in the video game, so I might be able to do
Video game is not real life, Rudy.
Well, let's see if it drops. Oh, I missed it. You spot that.
Hey, listen.
You can spot that.
That's cool. You set me up. You set me up nice.
You don't spot on no taps?
I don't know. What rule is that?
You don't spot. If I don't touch nothing, you can spot it wherever you want it.
Spot what?
The ball, the cue. I didn't touch nothing.
Really?
I didn't touch none of my ball. That's the gambling side of me.
Oh, nah. I
you can cue that up wherever you want it.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I need to practice anyway, man. So, when did you start to take the game seriously?
Wow.
Two almost. But look, I'm setting them up.
That's all that matters.
It's all good.
It's the setup. It's the setup that counts.
So when did you start taking the game seriously? When, like, what age was it that you said to yourself, this is something that I want to do full time?
I was probably 10. Because I was a track dude. I was real fast. Remember the youth games?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was part of that. Like, I was real deal with that. Played baseball. I played at the Queens. I forget the name of that damn thing. But I played Little League World Series.
Okay.
So basketball to me, because we just played it all of the time, and my cousins, Wayne Blackman, people know him crazy in Queens, and Sterling Blackman, they was real nice in basketball, football. So they, my older brother not being around all of the time, they took me to the park. I was playing against 15s, 16s at 10 years old. They beating you up. You know how we used to do.
Yes.
Get you tough. You had to wait, take my basketball. So the competitiveness started around 9, 10, where I was like, yo, I want to play. And it was mainly because I wanted to beat the older dudes because they always used to take my basketball. So I was like, and before.
That's the story of everybody.
You couldn't get on the court.
That's a fact.
Hey, shorty, give me that ball. And they take your ball. Yo, I got next. No, you ain't got no next. And then you had to fight for yours. You know what I mean?
That's
so I had
right.
a couple of my buddies that was like, yo, we going to get on. And we never used to win until we got around 12, 13. We started scoring, really playing for real. And they started giving us respect. But it was about 9, 10 when I really said that I really want to do this because I was super competitive, fast, so I think that's when I really said that I really wanted to do it.
Yeah, because there was a process back then. Got you right here? All right. There was a process back then when you played basketball, right? You had to earn the respect to get on the court, right?
They're too sore.
Then there was another process when you got on the court, you had to make sure you stayed there because if you lose, you may not play again for the rest of the afternoon.
Exactly.
Right? And then there's another level where you get to when you're really good and you're at the elite level, win or lose, if you're going to be on the court. Because if you won, you stayed there. If you lost, somebody was going to hold a spot for you and put you on.
I was one of those dudes. I used to be on the court all of the time because I could shoot.
That was your thing?
And I played D, and I was fast. But I could shoot that thing. I say that respectfully. I used to be able to shoot that thing.
Yeah.
I was getting 40, 45 in 6th and 7th grade.
Wow.
Seriously. 206. I went to...
knew that was going to happen. But hey, you see I could do the behind the back joint, right? I just had to put some spin in it.
We both not.
I broke, or you broke from down there. Yeah.
So we both not doing nothing here.
What junior high school did you go to, and what was the transition like there before you got to high school?
Well, I went to 206. What happened was, I'm going to dip in. So parents broke up. So I was uptown and, going back uptown Harlem. Then I moved out to Queens. So I went to PS 206, which wasn't a good experience because wasn't the culture that I was used to, coming from the Harlem, in Brooklyn, a lot around the black folks.
Yes.
Went to 206, wasn't what it needed to be. So I went to IS 61, which in Corona, loads of dudes, competition, crazy. So that's where, they used to have the tournaments, the middle school tournaments and stuff like that. And that's when I realized that I was pretty good and I could play against anybody. And then You know, I was playing CYO, Wild Lady of the Angels, Angeles, out in OLA. And then I met Mr. B. And that's when we was doing it for real, you know. And then we was always playing up. When we was 12, we playing Boys of Yesteryear.
Boys of Yesteryear.
We was playing 15s.
Legendary. Yes.
You know, 13s, 15s. I'll never forget when we played, this is on the line, I'm gonna take that up. I'll never forget, we was about 12, 13, Kenny Smith, and we was in the backcourt, Todd Simmons, Marty DeCambra, Keith, I forget Keith's last name. But he went to Mount Vernon. You know, Marty DeCambra was from Jamaica. We had a bomb squad. And we were playing the Boys of Yesteryear. We came in 3rd place in 15U. We was 12, 13. That's when we was like, yo, we could really ball. But there was this one team from Brooklyn that we could never beat. And we met them in the championship all over the place. And that was Elmer, and I forget the other brother, but Elmer Anderson and that crew.
It wasn't Pearl, because Pearl was...
now, Pearl was older than us.
Pearl was older, yes,
but
yes.
It was Elmer and those dudes. We never could beat those dudes. 1 point, 2 point game. We used to play in, you probably remember this, Creedmoor.
Yes, yes.
Remember that?
Yes, yes.
We used to play in Creedmoor. We used to play at St. John's Rec. But yeah, but that's, you know, that's when junior high school was magical.
So you guys played then, and then...
Up top.
Go ahead. And you guys split up after that, because Kenny went to Malloy, and where did you go?
Well, that's a really, finally. Oh, mother jumper. My father.
It looked good. It looked good.
My father would kill me right now.
It looked good.
So.
One in the side. Go ahead.
Went to John Bound.
John Bound.
Yeah, on Main Street.
Yeah, I know about John Bound.
Yeah, I went to John Bound.
Yeah.
And that's when they was having all the segregation busing.
Oh, you went the early years.
Yeah.
Those years, yeah.
So when I went to John Bound, I remember the first day when they started the busing. We went through, I want to say it's like 108th Street, the Italian neighborhood. Well, big shout out to all my Italian friends. I got a lot of Italian friends now, but as a kid,
it was different back then.
Listen, when we went through there, parents bricking the bus, baseball bats, and it was kids on it. We kids killed the bus. So from there, it was like, okay, do I still want to go here? You know, and my mom was like, no, you're not stopping. Nobody gonna stop us from going to school. So I went there for a little while. Then that summer, so about 15. That summer, I got shot.
Wow.
I got shot. Matter of fact, it was, I want to say, it was the day before Mother's Day. So it was right around this time. I got shot in the head.
What?
I got shot in the head.
You want to talk about that? Or
Yeah, I can talk about that. You know, wrong place, wrong time. And it taught me a lesson about how the universe sends messages to you and you got to pay attention to them. So my cousin, who, sports guy, world-class athlete, he was visiting and he kept telling me, yo, come on, let's go. It was matter of fact, it was the same day when they had the first big rap convention up at 145th.
Yes.
That same night.
Wow.
So he kept telling me, come on, let's go. We had 2 young ladies that wanted to hang out. He was like, come on, man, let's get out of here. You know, blah, 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 blah. I was like, nah, I want to hang out. Blah, 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 blah. I got shot.
He left and you stayed?
No, he was still there.
Wow.
But I got shot. I didn't even know I got shot.
What was it, a graze or?
It was a graze.
Okay.
But they said if it was like an 1/8 of an inch deep, I'd probably be brain dead.
Wow.
And I walked into the building, and I felt like this. It was hot. He said, I just felt the blood running down. People started screaming, and I passed out. And my cousin picked me up, and he ran me to Harlem Hospital, which was about 4 or 5 blocks over, 7 blocks. Ran me to Harlem Hospital. And when I was in there, I mean, you know, I'm scared to death. My mother was in Queens, so she had to come across. I'm like, damn, my mom's. The woman that stitched me up, ironically, was this woman that lived in our building. And we used to play baseball. And we used to foul the tennis balls off and used to go on her terrace.
Right.
She was the nurse.
Wow.
And she said, what a great gift that you gave to your mother for Mother's Day, you brat. Now I'm laying there, I'm thinking I'm dying, you know what I mean? But that was a lesson for me, man. I learned a lot about life that moment, about how precious it was. And I became more serious about the game, and I got more serious about just who I was. But within that, you know, you still got the street, you still got a lot of things going on. And, you know, at that age, you know, you're trying to survive, because I was in between. I wasn't really like a street guy, but I was popular. You know, I used to do bus rides at 15, 16. I was doing bus rides, like the Action Park, Great Adventures, stuff like that. So I was getting some money. I had a mini bike, motorcycle, so I was out there.
So you was dibbling dabbling. That's what we call. That's what we call dibbling dabbling.
I got in trouble, and that's when I met Gil Reynolds.
Let me tell you something. Gil Reynolds helped so
I'm gonna try to
many,
go right here.
yes, young black kids from our communities. He sent guys to different high schools, as far as Lombard. Sent guys to college, to the HBCUs. He sent guys, helped guys get to the pros. And touched so many kids throughout his time on earth. May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
And I credit him for giving me the fundamentals for me being a football player to making Lincoln as a freshman. That was all Gil Reynolds. If I didn't go to his workouts, this is not happening right now. Right? So when I heard that you was coached by him and he had a part in you know, your development, I know it was real, because you had to be serious if you was working with Gil.
And you know, when I got in trouble, you know, a lot of people don't even know, like, I got in trouble for real. Like, they was talking about Spofford. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to go to Spofford.
Spofford was, people don't be calling Spofford no more, right? It was like redirection or something like that. What it's called? It's called something else. But I remember not every kid, but most of the bad kids, they went to Spofford.
That's what they were trying to say.
And you knew that's someplace you didn't want to go.
I didn't want to go to Spofford. I wasn't trying to go to Spofford. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't a bad kid.
You was dibbling dabbling.
That's exactly what it was. I was trying to find a way. I was getting money. You know, I was doing some, you know, I was out there. You know, and my dad, coming from where he came from, you know, I was all right in the street. You know what I mean? So when I got in trouble, they said, listen, this is your options. You're going to either go to Spofford, or we're going to introduce you to this man that may be able to save your life. And I said, I want to go to the dude that may be able to save my life. And that's when I met Gil. I actually went to Lombard. I was down in North Carolina.
Why didn't you stay?
I did. I finished high school there.
Really?
Yeah. I stayed. People thought I was crazy, because that was just a stop for some folks. But for me, you know, going into 9th grade, I had some talent. When I went down there, it was just different. I remember as soon as I got out the van, he was like, young man, I've heard about you, and poked me in my chest. And you know, you coming from the city, I'm like, yo, man, who is this dude, man? Like, he said, I got 2 45s, the right and the left. And if you got some problems with it, go call your daddy.
First thing he always tell people, call your daddy.
Call your daddy. So then he made me cut my hair, because I had the curly afro, the bush, you know. So he took all of that. He brought you down to the basics.
He refined you.
He refined me. He make me say, okay, you got to deal with this low haircut. And it changes your whole perception about who you are, because now you feel kind of naked almost. You don't have that energy, you know. So you got to learn how to maneuver with people looking at you funny, teasing you, because I got big ears. You know what I mean? And then that's when I learned it don't really matter about what people think about you, is what you do.
That's right.
So Gil was a very, very, very instrumental part of my life. He made sure that he was like a Marine DI, man.
He was.
Your room had to be clean. He used to come and put the cord on the bed. If your room wasn't clean, he would, you know, it was some penalty.
If that quarter didn't bounce, you had to do that all over.
Exactly. And the one thing I remember, we ran 6 miles every day.
Wow. I'm gonna go off
game. It didn't matter.
The cushion. I'm gonna go off the cushion to the floor because I'm into doing trick shots now. We're on camera, right? So I'm also floss a little bit.
Yeah. So he made us disciplined, man. You know, it was like, that 4 don't like you, man.
So when
that 4 really don't like you, and none of these joints like me. Now this in the video game, I could take this shot and I'll make any shot on here, like, but in the real life, it's not happening right now.
How did going to Laurinburg change your life?
Laurinburg was family. The McDuffies.
Yes.
You know, Waddell. I'm not sure if he's still alive, but Waddell, they used to call him the Judas. Laurinburg wasn't just about school. Laurinburg was about life and teaching you who you are as a young black man. So there was certain things that we had to do that, you know, you living in the city, they wasn't even thinking about nothing like, they wasn't talking about, I mean, some families might have been, but overall, like I had to remember Martin Luther King's letter from a Birmingham jail before I could graduate. And it was in front of, it was alumni, Dizzy Gillespie, Mike Evans, who else was there?
Charlie Scott went
Charlie
there.
Scott. It was a lot of them, they came back. And you standing on stage and they looking at you because they all did it too. So it was, for me, Laurinburg was the breath that I needed to not so much change my life, but to become more connected with who I was as a young black man trying to strive playing basketball, sport, dealing with the girls, getting the education, and all of that. So that kind of, that grounded me to make me realize that it was more than just the street that could help me get to where I wanted to be. I could still hustle, but it didn't have to be reckless. I think that's what it taught me.
Got you. And for those of you who don't know, Laurinburg, as far as I know, is the only black-owned prep school in America that I know of. Family owned by the McDuffie family. Corporations and billionaires and millionaires been trying to,
talk to me, baby.
That was a great shot. Been trying to get this campus from them for years and they would not sell it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Laurinburg, helped so many of my friends and countless of young black men throughout this country, man. So salute to Laurinburg Institute.
100%.
Yeah.
And you gave the great description of what it was. Because I don't know what it is now.
You didn't call that. That was a good shot.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Huh?
I called that.
You called that?
I called that.
We got to go back to the camera, man.
Yeah, I called that.
Your shot. Okay, I trust you. I trust you, bro. Go. You got it.
I called that. I play fair.
So what was the next transition after Laurinburg?
13. Well, after Laurinburg, I came back to New York. Well, that's not true. After Laurinburg, I went to school in Kansas. I went to Pittsburgh State University, which was an NAIA school. And, you know, and though we played a lot of top competition at Laurinburg, the one thing that I did that was from my old time is I didn't listen to Gil about where to go to school. I didn't listen. I decided to do my own thing, and then that scholarship that I thought that I was going to get, because I made All-State and all of that other stuff like that, it didn't come through. The coach got fired or whatever the scenario may be. He was like, go to junior college, get that experience, grow up a little bit, get stronger. Kind of what's happening like right now with the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Like, man up.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Because I was good, but I wasn't ready for that Division I to really be able to come in, because my personality, like, I'm not a dude that want to sit down. And he knew that. So he was like, yo, let's go to, he wanted me to go to Lemoyne Junior College. And they wanted me to come there.
That's in Iowa?
Yeah.
Yep.
They wanted me to come there. And I didn't want to go. So then when I had to settle, went out there for a few months. I hated it. Came back home. Got back into the street a little bit. And then I was going down to LES, Henry Street Settlement. And they, again, I met Jim, and he changed my life. Brian Gumbel did a special on me. And I wound up going to Bowie State University, CIAA. And that's where, life again was going on the right path for me. So, got a chance to play some CIAA basketball. Incredible opportunity, beautiful environment, the CIAA tournament.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I remember I was at Johnson C. Smith one game. They got tight sidelines, so the seats is right here, and you warming up. And every time I came over, I felt something on my leg, and I would look over, fine girl, fine. And every time I came over, I felt like a little touch of my leg looking. And I came back over there again, and she put a number in my sock on the layup line.
Bad boy.
Bad. Oh my! And it was their homecoming. I was like, this is where you're supposed to be at.
Right.
So that was my next stop, Bowie State, and then after Bowie, came back home, and job, whatever. So I just didn't have that love like I had for the game anymore. And that's why I'm so the way I am right now, and I guess we might get into that a little bit. I was like, I lost the love for that everyday grind that you have to have in order for you to go to that next layer, which is the pro space. And mentally, if you don't have it, you just don't have it. And that's kind of what happened to me, and that's when I kind of got into coaching. And mentoring.
So
13 up top.
Okay, coaching and mentoring started. Where did that start at? And then I want to talk about, your moving to the
music industry. Call that, right?
You're actually kicking my ass right now. He's kicking my ass right now.
I'm starting to feel myself a little bit.
It's all good.
Hold on. 15 to the 14 in the corner.
It's only right, man. We got to lay it out for the guests, man. When did you start coaching and mentoring?
Oh, fuck. Messed that up. The coaching and mentoring, that all started
4 straight ahead.
Ironically, it really wasn't through sport.
That 4 is killing me right now.
You've been trying to get that 4
It wasn't through sport.
You've been trying to get that 4 for a minute, right? At least about 6 shots. That's my guy. I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna get cocky like the Knicks, but
it's all good.
Get cocky tonight.
Hopefully we can catch some of that game too. Where was the mentor? Because I think mentoring is a very important part. I do a lot of mentoring for the youth.
So that speed.
And you started to do that because you know you can help kids like yourself that was like treading that line and trying to do the streets and trying to do the right thing.
Before we go anywhere, take a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3. So
it's all good, man.
I just want to know where we was at right now.
Listen, I don't feel bad. You the guest, man. It's all good, man.
I just wanted us to know where we was at. That's that competitive side.
Anything to make my guests feel good, man.
My God.
We ran at home, man.
About the guest.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't have a shot right now, but see, if I was nice like I used to be, I'll be able to spin that and hit that.
Yeah, it's like the video game. Just like the video game.
I'm going to come back up here.
Okay.
Oh, almost.
It's all good.
Spot it wherever you want. But
so you came home, right?
Yeah.
And you talking about you was mentoring, you was coaching?
Yeah, so what happened for me was that, for my younger times, I was always kind of in the front. A lot of the young guys looked up to me because, at a young age, I learned how to get money. So, and I say that respectfully, not like I was no gangster, but I knew how to get money.
Right.
And my dad was an entrepreneur. So
you had it in your blood.
I had it in my blood, naturally, for me to want to exercise, finding out ways to be able to be independent. So with that, I had a lot of young guys that would look up to me, whether it was with the girls, with the sports. You know, I had motors. I had like mini bikes young. Like at 15, I was riding a mini bike. I was going to Philly. I was all over the place. You know, I was one of those guys. So when I came back, I saw that a lot of young guys wasn't getting in trouble like I was getting in trouble, but they were kind of going that way. So I would talk to them. I would kind of give them some of the things that they was looking to have without them getting in trouble, and I was more a solution dude. Like, this is how you can get what you're trying to get without getting locked up, right? And again, I'm not trying to make it seem like I was in jail and no. I was knocking on that door, and I realized I wasn't trying to be that kind of dude. So that's when I kind of got into the mentoring thing. And then my mom was a member at Canaan Baptist Church up here in Harlem on 116. And it was a whole bunch of young people in there. So I said, wait a minute, basketball, they give me some money, I can get a gym. And that's where it started, Canaan Baptist Church. That's when it all started, where I had some young dudes from 114th. And you know, 114th, or for 7th, right. You know what's over there. Right, it's a different look now, over there by Watley.
Yep.
All of them came and played, and that's when the bug kind of really struck me around 20. And so I've been coaching for 40 years, because I'm 60 now. So
how did you get to the point where you start dabbling in the music industry? Because I want to touch on that before we get, you know, back into the basketball.
That was very interesting. I got into the music space through Maria Davis.
Shout out to Maria Davis.
Yeah, shout out to Maria Davis.
There you go.
Mad, queen of hip hop, you know, deserves a lot more respect than what she gets, because she was the catalyst for a lot of hip hop and R&B groups. And I don't know what's in our pockets now, but she should be a billionaire right now because of everything that she's done in the space.
That's right.
And and as a matter of fact, I think Maria's running for some council spot. So I'm not sure when this is going to show, but vote for Maria, because she's going for some political space right now. I just heard about that. But I met Maria on the train, on the 3 train, and she was promoting one of her events. And I said, what's this?
Was it Mad Wednesdays?
Mad Wednesdays.
That's right.
She was promoting, and I took it. And I was like, what's up? Well, you know, she said, you gonna come through? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna come through. So I came through, we started talking, we hit it off. I became her partner, an investor, and that's kind of how it all began. So, you know, me being a creative and having all of these ideas, I never forget. She was like, what show you want to have this week? And she said, we can have anybody on the show that you want to have. So I said, I want Big Daddy Kane, Dougie Fresh, Lost Boys, Soul For Real. Show happened.
Wow.
That's how it was. So, you know, and we did that for, I recall, I think the number's 172 weeks in a row that we did shows live. So we were at Country Club, SO, Sweetwaters, we did it big, man. Fat Boys.
So let's I'm gonna take it a step further. If y'all know anything about Can I Kick It?
Yes,
Recently moved
can.
out. Jay-Z's first album. Yeah, Maria Davis on there. Mad Wednesdays. And my guy was a part of that.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that's legendary moments in hip hop, and my guy was a part of that. And your name is in the credits?
Yeah, definitely. I'm on that. I'm on 22 Tools, Rudy King. I was like, oh, people hear my name. They say, I heard that name before. And they said, where? I said, maybe Jay-Z. They was like, oh yeah, you Rudy King. So I still get that love from that. But, you know, more than anything, I was in the studio. I was at D&D when they did some of those tracks, man. And I swear to you, I've seen guys in the studio, a lot of them. Seen a lot of performances. And I've never seen anybody like Jay-Z in the studio.
Me either.
I mean, amazing. When I tell you amazing, amazing. Like, he's a genius.
He's one-on-one. I've never been in the studio with him, but I freestyle with him at Stretch Armstrong and Barbados show with Big Daddy Kane, because we just happened to be at his crib.
He's another big one, Big Daddy.
And I watched, at that moment, I watched the teacher become the student, right? Because it was at a time when Kane did all his years of sharpening Jay-Z's skills, bringing him out of the road, and bringing him up to a level where he can flourish on his own. And when we was all there together, I was just so amazed at the level of his talent, right? And know where he came from. My guy Kane, who had a hand in that, and hear him kick rhymes that I've never heard. I think only one verse that I've heard him say that day again, but everything else I've never heard, and it was amazing.
Yeah, he's a natural talent. Like a lot of these guys. Like, you know, I had a chance to.
I'm gonna try for this 4. This gotta work.
The 4?
I'm going for this 4, fam. I'm a determined German, fam. That's a fact.
Oh,
yo, if you don't get the fuck out of my way, fam, what is this?
Yo, that 4?
That 12 is killing me right now.
That 4. Okay, I'm gonna try this 14.
Yo, y'all can laugh at me. I know y'all can. Pooh is sucking and Pooh right now.
14,
but it's all good.
14 straight up. Let me get this. Just don't feel comfortable. Damn.
It's all good, man.
But yeah, so the music space was very interesting, man. I got a chance to see, you know, being one of the people that put the show together, and you bring the artists in, and it's really an artist development piece. And you know, we were responsible for a lot of people's first video budget. People don't know that. Like, I have some photos, man. I have photos like when we were at Sweetwater's, dealing with Shelly. We had the Jets, the Giants, the Knicks. You name them, they was in there, right? And I just remember seeing all of these artists in the embryonic days trying to understand what it was to perform. So we were like the miniature Apollo, right?
Yes, yes.
And if they didn't like you, they talked. If they liked you, they vibed with you. So we showcased Usher when he was 12.
He was in the city during that time.
We had Brandy. We showcased Brandy. We were showcasing Missy Elliott when she was with Sister.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
That's a fact.
So, and a lot of people don't even know I was in the music space like that. So this is kind of cool for me to tell. It's therapeutic for me. But I was in that era in the 90s where, shout out to Maria again, where she had the vision to allow somebody else to come in and be creative with her, to continue to expand the vision and be great, because out of that group in the 90s, I swear to you, out of all of the groups that came out of the 90s that were, I'm talking huge popular, they came through Mad Music.
I know that.
We had.
If y'all don't know that, definitely I know that, because I was there around that time.
We had Genuine at Esso's before he was Genuine, you know? Everybody heard that, so it was my opponent. Everybody was like, what? Horace Brown, Nas Barkley.
Yeah.
Who else did we have that was first?
It was Goody Mob, not Nas Barkley.
It was Goody Mob.
Right. Goody Mob.
Goody Mob.
Yes.
Comedian. Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Straight.
He lived in New York at that time.
Straight. When he first got off the bus, he performed at Sweetwater's. So it's things like that you know, you look back and it's not anywhere written, but in the mindset, you know what it is that what you are part of, and it's part of the motivation of why I pour so much into the young people, because I know it's possible. And they fight you, but like I always say, and anytime I talk to people, I'm talking to parents, I'm talking to other adults, coaches, we have to do a better job.
Yeah.
Right? We can't keep saying it's the kids. Because at the end of the day, I was one of those kids that didn't listen to the direction, that made bad choices, bad decisions. But when I decided to listen, because somebody like Gil Reynolds came at me in a way that I fought sometime, but I understood it. And I think that now it's so important for these kids got these phones, man. I say this, the devil phone.
Because we didn't have that. We didn't have that,
and we don't know about that.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to do a better job of learning all of the twists and turns and the curves that these phones represent, because it is also positive of power, right? I think that we just have to do a better job of listening more than we talk, and be more intentional, and be more consistent, and stop being so judgmental with these kids.
That's right.
Because they all want to learn.
That's
I've
right.
dealt with some of the most hard young kids, and they respect me because I listen. They respect me because I'm not saying you're doing it wrong. How about trying this? This is another solution. You like getting money? How about starting your own business? How do I start my own business? These are the steps for you to start your own business. I've taken at least 50, 60 kids down to the business, the Better Business Bureau. I'm not Better Business, New York State business, for them to learn how to start their own business. It's free. It's free. So things like that, I just think we have to be more intentional, man.
No, I just think we have to, as adults, we have to be creative, right? Because the phone, you can do a lot of creative things, and I got you. And then we have to do a lot of things to keep their attention, right? So if we just doing one thing and come in one mindset, we're gonna lose the kids. And I think what y'all been able to do up at Smartball, right, which is a legendary tournament.
I don't know if it's legendary yet, man.
Listen, it's legendary, bro.
Okay,
it's legendary, right? I'm gonna say this because of all the high school tournaments that go on. When everybody else is finished busting their guns, and nobody else, and everybody got their trophies, Smartball is what's left. And that's right before the school year. And y'all the only tournament that takes strictly high school teams.
Right.
You can't come in there with a makeup team or AAU team.
Right.
It got to be your high school team.
Right.
Right. And y'all give them the platform that's a little bit different from other tournaments that's charging them an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all making it accessible for them. And the crowd and the space that y'all able to provide for them, legendary, because my tournament in Brevoort, Lincoln Park, I think that I know of, that's it, that give high school team the space to play under the lights.
Yeah, the light, for real light.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All of that is reserved for the Pro-Am.
And Dykeman does that too.
Dykeman does as well.
I don't know if it's high school teams though.
Right. But also, Dykeman do give them that space.
That light.
Right, so I gotta give props to Kenny and what they do up there. But again, Dykeman's legendary spot. Brevoort's legendary spot. Lincoln's legendary spot. And Lincoln houses up in, we call Smartball, is legendary.
Well, I appreciate that, man, because a lot of people don't, sometimes I feel like people overlook it, and I'm like,
Mr. Schuler, let's give Mr. Schuler some love real quick.
Russ Schuler, youth education through sports. He's been doing this since the 70s, man. And when he came to me in 2004, I was at Lockland at the time. I was coaching with Khalid Green. He came to me and said, I want to reinvigorate my tournament. It used to be called Youth Education. Yes, the Yes Tournament. A lot of people played in the Yes tournaments. Russell has helped hundreds, probably thousands of young people transitioning from high school to the collegiate space, making sure they had the SAT prep and all that other stuff like that. He's helped a lot of people who are very successful right now. So big shout out to Russell Schuler. And he gave me the opportunity. Once again.
Are we going to have him? Let me just say this. We're going to have Russell on very soon. We're going to make sure that he comes here and he gives his story, because I promised him that. But Rudy and I have been in contact as of late, and I want to make sure that we get that story, because it was so many common things that we had that was on the table. But shout out to Smartball and Russell Schuler.
Yeah, that's a big thing. We put a lot of time and energy into that. So it's good to hear somebody say that they appreciate it. And I mean, know, people say they appreciate it, but it was good coming from you, man, the way that you out here and you doing your thing. That means a lot, and I appreciate that. Because we put a lot of time, a lot of money. You know, people don't know that it costs about 50 grand a year.
Wow.
Because they don't pay for nothing. They got 3 officials, uniforms, they get awards at the back end, they get that high level profile space. We're doing middle school boys, middle school girls, we're doing high school boys and girls now, and they don't cost $1. Single game elimination, you gotta come and play. So I think we've had some of the best games in the summer in a long time.
Game of the year last summer.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
The lights out. That's a whole nother conversation.
The blackout. The blackout.
The blackout.
That's it.
I saw you promote that.
You know, come on. I call it the blackout.
Call it the blackout.
And everybody ran with it, of course, you know. But that's what we do. We got to do that for each other and promote each other. But again, anything that's been around for that long and still thriving, definitely legendary, man. How did you move from being at Lockland to being at Scanlan?
Well, Lockland, actually...
Is it my shot or
yeah,
your shot?
Because I missed that crazy idea. So,
I'm gonna try to go back.
What about that 4, bro?
I'm coming right back here.
So,
one of these motherfuckers got going. I ain't hit a shot in so long. Jesus.
15 up here.
1, 2, 3. I still got 5 balls on the table.
And I got 3. So
and you still got 3.
We're not doing a good job right now. We're not doing a good job. And I'm getting ready to scratch this. I don't even know how I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to try up here without scratching. Oh, man.
Well, at least you knew you was going to scratch, bro. And you made it. So now you only got 2 balls on the table.
The transition from Lockland to Scanlan. 2004, 2009, assistant coach with Khalid Green.
4 right here.
And Khalid and I, you know, we
salute to Khalid Green, no doubt.
Big shout out to Khalid Green.
Another ambassador of New York City basketball.
Yes, sir. Overtime, OTX. I mean OTE.
OTE, that's right. He executive over there. Brooklyn Zone, my guy Khalid Green.
I'm just gonna tap.
You gotta leave the 8 ball alone because
I'm just setting myself up.
Yeah.
So I was coaching over there with him, and then he got the Nets job. So after he got the Nets job, good shot. That's a good shot.
Word.
You got a nice touch, man.
There you go.
You just haven't played in a minute. You can tell. You got a nice touch.
I haven't played in a long time.
But you got a nice touch, though.
I used to play every day in school.
Yeah, I used to play this all the time, too. This is my little hustle.
Student Union building, baby.
Okay.
FDU, y'all know what it is.
Okay, he made a move right now.
So you got with.
So I took over. I took over at Lockland. I was the head coach there.
Oh, okay.
For that 1 year, we lost in the semifinals of Christ the King by 4.
You had the varsity job?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we lost in the semifinals my first year. And I'm thinking I'm gonna come back because I went to the semis.
Right.
Had a good record. I want to say we was 17 or 18 and something. Won a lot of games. I beat all them dudes.
Right.
And they told me that they was going to go in a different direction. You got that. That's you.
Nah.
You touched yours first, though.
Huh?
You touched yours first.
Okay.
Take it.
Listen,
No, you touched yours first.
I ain't gonna turn it down.
No, you touched yours first. So then after that, I was really disappointed in that because I believe I had the kids. We brought all the kids in there. We was rolling semifinals first year. I'm like, we're gonna win the city championship. I had Javon Pinkston. I had Brendan Frazier. I had a crew, man. I had a crew. And that was all the kids that we brought in.
Right.
So I wanted to at least graduate them. But they took that from me. No bitterness.
Why do you think they went to another direction?
You know what? In life I learned that you can't try to figure out why.
Okay.
You just got to know that you did your best.
Right.
So in the daily news, I spoke my heart to the young people that it wasn't my decision. But you know, I don't want to speculate. It is.
Who did they bring in after you?
Ed Gonzalez.
That was, okay, the guy that's there right now. Salute to Ed Gonzalez.
Yeah. So we left him championship caliber team. They wasn't able to. They got to the city championship that next year, lost in triple overtime, I want to say. But you know what I always say, and no disrespect to Ed, because Ed and I are cool, but karma is forever. It's real. So, you know, I just always felt like we would have had city championship. Because like I said, I got us there to Final Four the year before and lost to a coach that a lot of championship games. 4 points? Come on, give me that. But they never did. But anyway, I wound up going and coaching prep basketball after that at Nia Prep out in Jersey. Ranked in the top 10, top 12 in the country 2 years in a row. A lot of opportunities out there that just didn't work out because of the finances, different direction. So then I kind of chilled out for a minute. And then that's when Mitch got the job at Scanlan in 2012. And Kamani Young, big shout out to Kamani Yukon, Left Rack City's own, Aim High. Kamani, I guess I knew Kamani. And Mitch reached out, got the endorsement. We won the city championship our first year, City State Federation first year, at Scanlan B Division, which is, people take, back then, the B Division is not like what it is now.
Right.
The B Division, when you go outside of, when you go to New York State, it's high level, right? So we played some really good teams, and then we wound up winning that, City, State, and Federation. Then they moved us to the A. We went to the city championship again. We lost to, I forgot who the hell we lost to. Team Kennedy Catholic. We lost in the city championship. And then they bumped us up. We stayed in the A one more year, and then they bumped us up to the double A. And that's where, you know, things started to flourish. And so that's pretty much, I've been there since 2012. You know, I've coached a little bit of everything. Because as much as I've been offered some head jobs, pause. Some head coaching job. Pause.
That was a crazy pause right there. He saved himself. I saved
myself less than 2 seconds after I said it. I realized where I am right now.
Hey, yo.
Like my son would say, hey, yo. Like even when he watches, if this is in it, he gonna be, yo, dad, what you thinking about? You embarrassing me right now. I taught you better. But
right, hold on. Before you move on to that, because you mentioned your son, and it's only right that we talk about your son Elijah, who I told you is going to be definitely one of the top players in the city next year. How proud as you as a dad with his progress and how far he's come along?
Yo, Eli, from me to you, man, I'm so proud of you as a black man, as a father, you know, for everything that I went through as a young man, to see you overcome that and take that to a whole nother level, not just through basketball, but academically, socially. Proud of you, man. Just don't ever think that it's at the end. Keep going, keep building. But for Eli, man, he goes through a lot because he's my son. So the expectation for him is higher than your regular guy. Because when people come, yo, that's King's son. Yo, what, is he good? Yo, so the expectation is different.
Was he nicer than you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, and he
was nicer than you at that age?
No. What I say to him is, defensively, I was a dog. Okay. I played for Gil, man.
No, okay. So that's,
I played for Gil.
Yes, I can see that.
And you had to play D.
Cause he's an offensive juggernaut, though.
Yeah.
He can shoot that thing.
He can shoot that thing. But defensively, when we played for Gil, 15, 16, come on. I was a lockdown dude. I got some of the best.
Hold on. So you say you'd have locked your son down?
Last year. This year, got stronger, smarter, understood what he did best. So it'd have been hard to guard him. Coming off those screens, the way Rose got him coming off those screens.
Man, salute to Rose.
And he's knocking it down.
Right. Yep.
And his confidence just went out the roof. I don't know if a lot of people knew, but he led them in scoring in the playoffs.
Yes.
So, you know, for a sophomore that played as a freshman to putting the book bag on, 26 against South Shore, I think he had 18, 19 against Lincoln, like in big time moments like that, like it was great to see, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. And then he made all states. He made what is it? The sports writer, New York sports writers, all state this year as a sophomore. He's playing in EYBL. He has a list of things that he wants to do, and he's got a kill list. And he doesn't have anything that says that he wants to be like anybody, but this is where he wants to go. And the list, you just see the lines through the list, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, he's gonna be part.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right. Corner pocket.
One of the top 3 backcourts in all of the city. And until I see what the rest look like,
14.
but I know they're definitely gonna be in the top 3. So I gotta see how that works out. But I think by the senior year, if not next year, they may win the whole thing.
Now they're gonna win it next year.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way.
Right
I gotta see. I gotta be kind of open.
That, right?
I gotta be kind of open because I didn't see everybody.
You gotta be
right?
open.
Right?
You a Brooklyn guy. I know you think Brooklyn.
Not at all. Listen, but hold on. If we want to talk about that, Brooklyn has won the most championships in public school.
Yeah, I agree. Now you gotta.
The last 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, go back in the day, Ben Franklin.
Yeah, but that's 80s.
I'm just saying.
80s.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm talking about in a row. No, the last time somebody won was 2014, 2015. That was Cardozo and Wings. After that, all Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, I'm not knocking that at all. You're right. And then Tiny got a long run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Lincoln, of course.
Yeah.
Salute.
Big shout out. But it's coming up. It's coming uptown next year.
Hey, listen, man.
It's coming uptown next year. And I say this openly. Had they fed Eli the ball more at St. John's this year, they would have won that game.
Woo!
Because he only missed 2 shots.
Right.
And he was the leading scorer.
Right.
But they didn't give him the prop. They said that he only had 12 or whatever it was, but he had more than that. But he was the leading scorer. And you saw he was coming down. He was feeling it. He was letting it go and skipping back. Then he hit that corner shot with 124.
Yeah.
He was on. He
played big.
Like if you saw the highlight after, I was like, damn, that's my son. Like he was just in it. Like he just had the bounce. He had all of that. And that's why after that game, he was so distraught because he was like, yo, Dad, I would have made that shot. I wanted that rock. You know what I mean? So hearing your son talk like that after everything that you put in, all of the work, all of the strength and conditioning, the running in the morning, the fact that, trying to keep him positive. He's an honor roll kid, principals list. Like I put a lot of pressure on Money to be better than what I was. You know what I mean? Giving him an opportunity to see the dreams that he wants to see for himself and be able to take care of his family. That's who he is. Like he wants to be an aeronautical engineer. You know what I mean? So he's into it at a different level than what I was. But I say as a dad and not a coach, I've begun to step back because I put the work in and let him start making his own decisions about what he wants to do. I definitely advise, but I'm more in the suggestion mode now than say, hey, this is what you're going to do. You know what I mean? And I think that as a parent, there are times when you got to put your foot down. Yo, this is the direction you're going, brother. You're not going that way. I know about that side. You're not going that way. But these are the other things that you could do to get where you're trying to be. And he's absorbed it. He's starting to be more responsible for not just basketball, but just in life, from the girls to the academics, to his free time, to the strength and conditioning, to the basketball. Like he's up every day. He gets shots up every day. Like I don't have to tell him that no more. So I hear the key, the door closing. It's like I'm looking at the clock. It's like 6:50, 6:55. I'm like, yo, he's in the school getting the shots up. So for me to see him moving in that direction and maturing, and how he speaks to his peers, for guys that, like these little kids, he's got a fan club now. Like, yo, Eli, yo, what do I have to do? And he takes the time and talks to the kids. Like for me, when you see that, that's like, how can you not be proud of your son?
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, big shout out to you, Eli. Big shout out to Rose. Big shout out to all of the people. Coach Cornell from Castle. You was the first one to say, yo, Eli, let it go. He was the first one. And big shout out to Russ Smith Sr., because he scored his first basket at the Gaucho.
So when you look back at your career, right
here,
and the stuff you went through on the basketball court, if it's one thing that you could change about your career, what would that be?
Oh, come on, man. career and sport?
One thing that you can change.
In sport?
Yes. A decision that you made in life, one thing that you would change.
At 14, and it's no disrespect to nobody, I would have never left Lost Battalion Hall with Mr. B. That's when it changed. And he was so, God rest Mr. B, man. He was angry with me when I left Lost Battalion Hall and went to go come play uptown with the Gauchos. And no disrespect to the Gauchos, because I learned a lot. I played with Coach Dave McCullough, legend. But it was then that I felt like if I had to change it, that would be the time. Because I was in an environment that was more nurturing in a more of a father figure capacity than you come to the Gauchos. You out there now. It's like it's a different exposure. Great, because it was a great time. But I needed a few more years of arm around me, helping make the decisions. When I came uptown, it was more, I'm starting to make grown man decisions. And when you're 14, 15 years old, and you're making grown man decisions, a lot of times it's not the right decision. And the perfect example is Kenny Smith. He stayed in the pocket. He stayed where he was supposed to be. But I'm doing all right. But that's the time. That I can say, if I had to look back then, that's the time. Because I got shot after that. A lot of stuff happened.
Well, listen. It was great hearing the story. From success to trials and tribulations, back to being successful, and you're still a professional at the end of the day because what you do in your career, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we're going to have some fun before we end the show. We're going to get into the top 5, all right?
Top 5.
You good with that?
Top 5.
All right, top 5. All right, before we get to the top 5,
I got to make a shot. Make it 7.
I'm going right there in the corner.
But you see where it's at right now.
Yeah, I'm going right there.
Right now it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
He going to buckle. Look at that.
I'm trying to go for the tap. I want to put you in the position of scratch. All right.
And he's gonna attribute it to, right? The guest.
Top 5 players you played with.
Played with?
Yeah, you can't concentrate and shoot at the same time?
No, that's a tough one.
You can't shoot and talk at the same time?
Yeah, I can shoot and talk, but I want to make
Can you walk and chew gum at the same time?
I'm chewing gum and I'm walking and I'm getting ready to shoot. But that's a tough one. Played with?
Yes.
Played with a lot of guys, man.
You only can name 5, can't name 6.
Played with. Does it?
Anywhere.
Okay, anywhere, but does it mean the best, like a championship, or just say the top 5?
No, the top 5 people you played with.
Okay, top 5.
Who were the top 5 dudes that you ever played with?
Top 5. Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith. Dennis Robinson. Kawhi's uncle. Wayne Brown. Paul Woods. And Paul Woods went to Kennedy. And I say, I know I gotta hurry up. Tyrone Simmons.
Got you.
Played Lost Battalion Hall. God rest his soul.
May he rest in peace. Top 5 guys you played against. But I want to see you make this shot first.
Coming right here.
All right? And this is when I prevail because he will scratch on this last shot. Oh, you lucky. You good.
I just kind of left it in the middle because you're not going to make it. Well, let me move this cue. Let me move the cue.
Yeah, move it out way. So top 5 guys you played against.
Oh, Muggsy Bogues.
Wow. I'm coming right back here.
That was not fun.
No, I'm going right there in the corner. I'm not even playing with you. I'm going right there in the corner.
Muggsy
Bogues.
Bogues.
Where at?
When I was with Longborough.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah. He from down that way, yeah.
Okay, I'm going right here in the corner pocket.
Damn it. Great job, Rudy. Great job.
Oh. That's just bad. That's bad. Who else?
Okay, you got 4 more. You got 4
Another
more.
dude I played against.
Go right there in the
CIAA. Fayetteville State University. Darryl Armstrong.
Woo! Mr. Defense himself.
What?
Go ahead, man. I gave it to you right there. Go ahead.
Let me tell you quick, because I know you said 5. So freshman. I wasn't starting. I came on the court. We was at Fayetteville State University. He's sitting over, like this. He's at near the scorer's table. I walk in, he goes, "Welcome to the CIAA, freshman. I'm going to take it easy on you." And I'm like, oh, shit. This dude was so fast. Pew, 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 pew. Shoot the jump shot, lockdown defense, super fast. And he bust my ass. And after the game, he came, he said, "Welcome to the CIAA, brother. You're going to be all right, because you never back down." Yeah, but he bust my ass. I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the, I think I might have had about 7, 8 points, a couple of rebounds, but he had a 30, 10 assists. Yeah.
All right, 3 more.
Corner. Come on now.
Just like I said, he was going to scratch, and I was going to walk away with the victory. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Who else?
It's a great game, though, bro. Great
Yes, sir.
game. No doubt.
3 more, right? Master Rob.
Definitely.
Pookie Wilson.
Woo!
Pookie Wilson. And I want to say, who's another one I really played against? That was just off the hook. Lamar Thornton. Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I played against him at LA All-Star Park, 139th. And he was killing, them dudes back in the day.
Yeah.
He was killing dudes. And they was like, "Yo, Rude, you got to lock him up." Because I played on the first Entertainers All-Star team with Greg. Yeah, I was on that first team when he started up 139th. And I had to guard him. And he was younger, but it was like, I was all on him. I was not letting him touch the basketball. I think he still had about 19, but it was like, he was tough to guard. You thought he was tough. But yeah, I want to say those are the guys.
So, if you had to name your top 5 players in New York City history, who would it be?
Sheesh. Top 5.
Pearl Washington.
Top 5. Man, that's so hard, man. Artie Green. I seen him do some crazy stuff. Gary Springer. He was the first dude that I seen come down on jump backwards on somebody from the dotted lines and crush it. But Gary he was just crazy. Oh, it's tough. A 5?
That's it. No one off the bench.
Pookie Wilson.
Yeah.
Because he used to get 60.
Mr. MVP, Rucker. That's what they call him.
Then I would say for my defensive guy, because we need somebody that really plays D, was the animal, Richie Adams.
Who we're going to have on the show soon. Salute to my guy, Richie.
He was the first dude that I used to see snatch dudes shit off the glass. Snatch it, throw it, run up the court, they throw it off the glass, he dunk it. Yeah, Richie. But that's it. I know I can only. You
only can name 5.
But I'm gonna slip it.
You can't.
Lloyd Daniels.
Listen, it's disrespectful to even name him in number 6. But
that's true.
Right?
But he was in the 5. But so.
You can't bring nobody off the bench.
Let me say AA. Okay.
Why do I have this argument all the time with guys? They name their 5, and then they want to slip in another one because
I forgot.
Because New York City have so many great ball players. You just can't name 5.
I left a lot of guys off.
Of course. But listen, brother, I'm going to say this. Man, from talking to you the other day on you and Ricky's show, and promote that, please. Him and my guy Ricky Rivers got a show. Tell them the name and where they can see it.
Oh, Spotlight Radio NYC, Sundays at 11 on IG. Ricky Rivers and myself, we just talk about real topics, New York City, and just basketball in general. To the parents, to the coaches. We just talk about stuff that a lot of people are scared to talk about, respectfully, and giving suggestions and our points of opinion. You know, with all of the time that we put into the game and a lot of the things that we've done, not just through talking about it, but actually facilitating and doing it, putting our life work. So check us out, Sundays, 11, Spotlight Radio NYC with Ricky and Rudy.
And we're saying that in closing, man. If you're a youngster out there and you dibbling, dabbling, remember you can't play both sides of the fence, right? And hopefully you listen to my guy Rudy King's story and you understand there's going to be some sacrifices and there's going to be some heartaches. And hopefully you survive like he did and turn your life around.
Yeah.
All right? Become a professional. You out here helping kids, and he produced a son that's now doing all the things that he wished he could have stayed true to, but now he's getting to watch his son do it, and that's a beautiful thing. For everybody out there in basketball heads land, listen, we got to support our own. We love New York City, and we got the greatest stories in America. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads Live, the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.
That was brother. I appreciate you having me.
No doubt, man.
Appreciate.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped out into the world of